Today we learn the negative exponent rule. First up, evaluate the powers below and come up with a rule for negative powers. Now we should see a pattern. From 8 to 4 we halve. From 4 to 2 we halve that. We halve that. A half of 1 is a half. A half of a half is a quarter. And a half of a quarter is 1/8. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. A third of 1 is a third. A third of a third is 1/9. And a third of 1/9 is 1/27. We should also notice the following pattern. 8 and 8, 4 and 4, 2 and 2. Now following that pattern, we then know that 1/2 is exactly the same as 1/2 to the 1, because we know that 2 is the same as 2 to the 1. We also know that 1/4 is the same as 1/2 squared, because we know that 4 is 2 squared. 1/8 is the same as 1/2 cubed, because we know that 8 is 2 cubed. Now we should notice something interesting here as well. We have 2 to the negative 1 is equal to 1/2 to the positive 1. 2 to the negative 2 is equal to 1/2 to the positive 2. 2 to the negative 3 is equal to 1/2 to the positive 3. Let's check the other side. 27, 27, 9, 9, 3, 3. So we can say the following. 1/3 is the same as 1/3 to the 1, because we know 3 is 3 to the 1. 1/9 is the same as 1/3 squared, because we know that 9 is 3 squared. 1/27 is the same as 1/3 cubed, because we know 27 is 3 cubed. Now in green, again we see something interesting. 3 to the negative 1 is equal to 1/3 to the positive 1. 3 to the negative 2 is equal to 1/3 to the positive 2. 3 to the negative 3 equals 1/3 to the positive 3. So here is our negative exponent rule. A non-zero number raised to a negative exponent is equal to the reciprocal of the number raised to the positive exponent. So let's try a few examples. 7 to the 0 is 1 multiplied by 3 to the negative 2, we'll find the reciprocal and we'll put it 3 to the positive 2. 1/3 squared is the same as 1/9, and that is that question done. 4 to the negative 1. Now from our rule, we know 4 to the negative 1 is 1/4 to the positive 1. And we are multiplying by 2 to the 0. Now 2 to the 0 is 1, because anything to the 0 is 1. And I need to square the whole expression in brackets. 1/4 to the 1 is a quarter. And I have to square a quarter. Now the numerator squared is 1. The 4 on the bottom squared is 16. And there is my solution. Now we have 5 to the 0, and we know that 5 to the 0 is 1. And we have to divide by 2 to the negative 3. Now we know that 2 to the negative 3 is the same as 1/2 to the positive 3. And if we ever divide fractions, since we tip in times, we change divide to times, we put the 2 to the 3 on top of the 1. So we have 1 multiplied by 2 cubed. And we know that 2 cubed is 8. And 1 multiplied by 8 is 8. That 2 to the negative 3. If we ever have a negative power, we can take that to the top and simply change the sign of the power. So we could have changed that right at the beginning and had 5 to the 0 multiplied by 2 to the positive 3. And we would have got exactly the same answer. We would have had 1 multiplied by 8, and we would have got 8. Now, we use that rule that we've just discovered. We have a to the negative 3. we are simply going to take that a to the negative 3 to the bottom, a to the positive 3 on the bottom. This a to the 0, well, anything to the power of 0 is 1, so that stays on the bottom. And our green a squared stays on the top. Now we simply have a case of a squared over a cubed. A multiplied by a, and a cubed on the bottom is a multiplied by a multiplied by a. We can cancel the a's, and we're left with the 1 on top, 1 over a. There's our 1, there is our a. Next up, work in the brackets first. So we first have 3 to the negative 2. We find the reciprocal, 1 over 3 to the positive 2. We must change the negative to a positive, times x over 4. Now, x over 4 is the same as x over 4 over 1. We have our brackets, and we still have our to the negative 1. Let's work inside the brackets first. So 3 squared multiplied by 1 on the bottom is 9 as the denominator. We have x to the 4 multiplied by 1 on top, which is x to the 4. And we have all of that to the negative 1. Well, it's to the negative 1, so we simply switch everything around. The 9 goes to the top, and the x to the 4 goes to the bottom. And there is our solution. Last up, let's work inside the brackets first. So we use our trick. We first put the 4 to the negative 2 on the bottom and make it 4 to the positive 2. We take the 2 to the negative 3 and put it on the top. It becomes 2 to the positive 3 on top. And we keep our brackets and we square it. Now it's pretty straightforward. 8, and we know that 4 squared is 16, and we have to square that. We can simplify the fraction inside the brackets to a half, and we have to square a half. And when we square a half, we get 1/4. And that is our solution for that question. So to summarize, the negative exponent rule, we now know a non-zero number raised to a negative exponent is equal to the reciprocal of the number raised to the positive exponent. 5 to the negative 3, that becomes 1 over 5 to the positive 3. And 5 cubed is 125. So that would be our solution to 5 to the negative 3. And that's a wrap. Hey guys, this is Casey at Onetreemath. If you like the content, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, if you'd like some online tutoring, please email me at onetreemath@gmail.com. Cheers.